Hello and welcome to yet again my parents' dining table. I'm still living with my parents. They're currently out of the house. We're all still alive. Sometimes I'm amazed by that, but I'm also very grateful that we're all still alive, because if not, that would be, boy, would that be something. Not a good something, but definitely something. I clearly have done a lot of the puzzle before I'm talking to you guys. Should I be doing this puzzle at all right now? Not really. You see, my exam is tomorrow, and I'm really nervous about it and super stressed, and I probably should be preparing a lot, I know, but I'm so stressed that my brain is not really working. So, doing a puzzle calms me down. So, here I am, and then I wanted to talk to you, but I was so stressed yesterday. I will tell you more about that, why, later. Potentially in a different video, because, there are a limited amount of what I can cram into one video. You might not think so, because some of my videos are really long. Also, my name is Kjersti. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, but you're returning, welcome back. I'd love to have you. So cool. But yeah. I needed a little bit of a stress reliever, and I'm currently partially out of yarn. Not really, but kind of. That's a whole other thing. Don't worry about that right now, but my current stress reliever is my puzzle. So, yeah, that's going to be my focus in talking to you guys, which is, why I turned on the camera. If you can sense it, it's gonna be a little all over the place, but I'm gonna try to stick to one theme here. And also, I've been sick, so I'm kind of, if I sound funny, it's because I've had a cold for like a week. It was super annoying. I didn't like it, but I'm getting past it. But yeah, today's focus, it's gonna be the fact that I yet again went to look at a house. It is the house hunting series, I guess. You could call them that. But yeah, I went to look at a house. It's gonna be the 5th house, but the 4th part of the series, because the previous houses was 2 houses in one day. This house that I went to look at was about hour and a half drive from my parents. So that in itself wasn't that bad. But, I started driving. I thought it was gonna be like, I'm gonna drive somewhere I haven't been before. That always makes me a little nervous. I had my car fixed from the previous time. My car started making funny noises, and I thought it was gonna be fine. Because where I got it fixed, they're usually really good. Well, me being a little stressed because going to an unknown place, got way more stressed when my car yet again started making weird noises. I need to get a new car. Not a new car, but a new old car. Also known as a used car, because a new car would have been like way too expensive. I do not have the money for that. So, yeah. It started out great going to look at a house. I thought I was having, I left earlier than I needed to have enough time, which is good. Because, as I said, on my way there, my car started making a funny noise, which always makes me really nervous and drive more carefully. And then all of a sudden, I was stopped in a line because I didn't know at the time, because I was just, waiting for something to move. So it turns out someone had an accident. From what I could tell, everything was fine. But that left the plenty of time that I had to all of a sudden not be plenty of time. So I was really grateful to myself for leaving as early as I did, because if I hadn't, I would have been late. And I don't like being late. I used to be late like all the time, but after starting to get my shit a little bit better together, I've come to realize I like being either on time or actually early. It's so much less stress that way. And I was like, dang, I wish I'd figured that one out 25 years ago, but you know, better late than never. At least that's what I'm going for here. Better late than never. So, my car was making a weird noise. I was getting nervous and having to wait in line for a while before being able to pass a car that was less than optimal at the time. So that made me a little stressed, and I was like, okay, I can still make it. My car's still making a funny noise. I can still make it on time for the showing of the house, for the viewing of the house. And also, do you call it a showing or a viewing? Someone is showing it, I'm viewing it, so the viewing of the house? At least on my part, I guess. Apologies. So, turns out, yet again, I hadn't looked like super carefully on the map. Probably should start doing that. There's a lot of things I should start doing, but you know, not everything always goes according to plan. Things never go according to plan. Anyway, I was thinking that, okay, if everything goes right now, I can still make it on time. Yeah. And then we had to wait because there were, I don't know, road work or something. So all of a sudden I was stuck in line again. And I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna be late. I wasn't super late. I was a little late, but it's okay. I was not the only one coming. Apparently, there were some other people there, so it was fine. It was not the end of the world, but I got there, I looked at the house, and you know, I had opinions of the house. The house itself was cute. It had about 1/4 of an acre of property, which would be sufficient in the beginning. And yeah, I know I want a farm, but there's a lot of stuff I need to learn, so might as well start with a smaller place. But this house, it had yeah, 1/4 of an acre, and it had a nice lawn. The road from the public road and to the house, it would be more suitable for tractors, but it went just fine. Though I would not want to drive her that much in winter, but you know, those things can be fixed. You can fix a road to make it, you know, better. That is very possible, thankfully. Remnants of a cold. So yeah, I went there, I looked, the house had some issues, had some good things about it too. As I said, the lawn was nice, and the property was a tiniest little slope, but it was well maintained outside. It had a basement, which is great. You can only access the basement from the inside, not the outside. So that would be, I would like to have a basement that I can access both from inside my house and from the outside. That is what I'm used to, so for me that would be like the logical choice, I guess. But yeah, so that was the first thing. The other thing, quite important, the kitchen was leaky. It had a leak, and I I'm not a plumber. I have no intention of becoming a plumber. So a leaky kitchen would be not good. I'd have to fix that, obviously. The asking price was a little bit higher than I would be willing to give for such a house. The area was decent. Where the road work was also, it had a very narrow bridge over a stream of water, you know, where they have like a dam, and you regulate the water, how much it flows to create power. You had to drive over I have no idea how, the dam? But you're not driving on water, there's a road with a bridge-ish thing. I hope you get what I mean, because I clearly do not know how to explain it. As I said, I'm a little stressed because my exam is tomorrow and I know I should be preparing for it, but I'm so stressed that I would rather talk to you guys and do my puzzle. Yeah, because that's so smart, don't you think? Also, wish me luck on my exam. I have been working well on my studies throughout the semester, so it should be fine, but I mean, I don't know. You never really know until you're there and like, oh dear, what did I do? But yeah, let's continue with the house. It had a leaky kitchen. There were some issues with the loft, or I don't know if it's called a loft. You know, the room that is not really a room on top of the house, or not on top of the house, inside the house, but mainly used for storage, so you have to fold out the stairs and you climb up, and yeah. There were some, I would call them maybe not issues, but it had some to me, slightly worrying, not watermarks, but you could see out, and air is important in construction, but it felt wrong. So that was the thing. And it didn't have internet, which I don't know about you, but I'm fairly addicted to the internet, or having internet. I mean, that's how we all almost live now. The reason this house didn't have internet, because an old person had lived there, and it was her son, I think, trying to sell the house because the original owner had passed away. But yeah, so no internet, so that have to be fixed. And from what I could tell, the real estate agent was like, yeah, right, internet. Yeah, that's a good thing to have. And I was like, yeah. And the sad part, it didn't have space for my loom. Not really. And also there was like, I wouldn't call them leaks, but it was, I'd say it would probably some water issues with water coming in, because you could see marks under the windows, or like marks like the water have been flowing down inside the house. Yeah, not good. Not good, I'd say. So a lot of things with that, and water damage in the kitchen that would need to be fixed. And there was no garage. It was a nice house, and I really liked the property itself with the lawn and all. And I liked the area. It had a light, airy feel to it all without being cramped, and the neighbors not too close. Which, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't want to have my neighbors too close. I'd like to have neighbors, but not too close. I don't need them. I don't need them too close. I love people, but I don't want to see them all the time. I'm like an introvert hermit that loves people. That might sound very contradicting, but you know. I am who I am. So I'd say there were a lot of challenges with the house and a lot of things that could be fixed if you wanted to. Another thing that would have been expensive to deal with, I think that's the best word to put that. It had an add-on, and those walls on the outside were just fine. The original house, the walls on the outside, well, me not being able to fit my loom in that house, and the outside wall were asbestos. I don't know if I'm saying it right in English, but you know, the thing that people put on their walls on their houses and everywhere for a while there, I don't remember when, but that were said to be everlasting and great and amazing, that turned out to be, you know, quite cancer-inducing. And if you want to get rid of it now, you have to have like what I call moon man. You have to have people that are trained in removing the stuff, and they need to wear special gear, and it's special garbage that you can't just put in a garbage bin. It has to be kind of not demolished, but it has to be taken care of, because yeah, it's not good. It could seriously damage your health. And that house was covered in it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not sure if I want that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't want that. I'm fully sure I don't want that. So that house turned out to be not the house for me. And also, that trip, as I said, my car had a new weird sound. And I don't know that much about cars, so whenever my car starts making a weird sound, I always freak out a little. Actually, not always. It has had some sounds and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not dangerous. It's annoying, but not dangerous, so I'm gonna keep driving, no problem. But this sound it was making, I didn't like it. I didn't like that sound one bit. It was like, something is not stuck how it's supposed to be. Something is not like, just something is not quite right. Something is not how it's supposed to be, like how it's put together. And that sound did come after they fixed my car, which also made me a little nervous. Like maybe they didn't like put stuff back together as well as they should have. And they've always done that in the past. But, you know, as I said, I don't really know enough about cars to be able to say, oh, that's the thing. So that was point of concern. Very, very much point of concern for me. But yeah, that was house number 5 that I went to look at. Let's just say I didn't buy that one. It did sell for about the asking price, but it was a lot, and I mean a lot of work that needed to be done. Also, the chimney had not been used for years from my understanding, so you'd need to have someone check it, because there were things about it that made it like, you shouldn't do anything, you shouldn't light a fire until someone has fixed the chimney. So that was yet another of those many things with that house that made me not want to buy it. So I didn't. So I was still left without a house. But I do have my puzzles. But my time limit not time limit, kinda. I will be kicked out of my parents' house soon. We are in the end of May now, and I have to be out of here. The agreement was that I have to not necessarily be out of the house, but at least have found a place to go by the end of May. We're now at the end of May. wish me luck, would you?